Hey, we're live. Thank you for the privilege of coming before you this wonderful Friday afternoon. This is Friday Night Live with Soldier of Self Mastery. Thank you for the privilege of allowing me to come into your home or your space, wherever you may find yourself today. I'm actually on the road. I kind of rushing to get back to the office. I haven't been able to do that, so I want to keep my commitment with those of you that are interested in this live discussion. Whatever is on your mind today, I'm here to I definitely want to answer some questions. I see we've got a couple of joinees. I'm going to be pulling over here in a minute so that we can get into this. I'd like to see who you are, identify yourself, maybe a name. And again, we're here. I'm not here just to talk about me. I'm here to help those of you that are interested in wanting to change, kind of flip the switch upstairs so that you can become more victorious in your life. You can become more, just get the victory that you want, create the success that you want in your life. So I am driving. I'm going to be pulling over. The lines are open, so I'm going to wait for those of you that are on board. Let me know who you are, maybe where you're from. And if you have a question, you've got something that you want to discuss tonight, again, I am fully open to talk about what is on your mind and what type of victory you're looking for in your life. So with that said, I'm going to leave the line open for a little bit. And I've got a few minutes of a drive here. I'm going to be pulling over. Actually, I'm going to be pulling over because I want to be able to focus a little bit more. And I'm not going to make it home. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make it home to my office or my studio so that we can get going. So with that said, the chat should be open here. Yeah, should be open. So I see we've got 2 people. Come on, folks. Don't be shy. I'm putting myself out here to help you. What's on your mind? What questions? How can I help you achieve something? By the way, it is Friday. It's Friday afternoon. I know that there's going to be a lot of people making decisions to go wherever they're going to go. Hopefully, those of you that get a chance to hear the sound of my voice, you're doing something good for yourself tonight. You know, you're not, if you are on the road or you're heading somewhere, you want to go somewhere that's pleasant, right? You don't want to be heading to the casino. You don't want to be going to the fix, to the place where it's going to make your life worse. You want to be doing something productive that's going to carry you through the weekend, that's going to get you further ahead so that when you start back on Monday, you're going to be better off, my friend. So, I'm getting ready to find a spot here so that we can pull over and get some air and start this live mind shift session. I tell you, my friends, I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening. Not just for me, but for those of you that are taking the challenge on for your own life, to better yourself. And let me get some air in here. I don't want to turn on the AC because then it's just going to make a lot more noise. And that's fine. I don't mind getting a little bit of... By the way, it's 92 degrees. It's 92 degrees out here in Stockton, California. And once again, I hope that wherever you find yourself today, you're at, you're at a peak state of mind, and that things are at least going well for you. I know that, well, we're all going through some challenge. If it's not finances, it could be family related. It could be job related, or again, it could be a habit. It could be, again, maybe you're struggling with gambling and you're here. So It looks like my chat. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Live chat. Hi, Dave Taylor, welcome. Having trouble with roulette machines. You're having trouble with roulette machines? Well, let me ask you, Dave, what is it that you're trying to accomplish with a roulette machine? Let's get a response there. What are you trying to accomplish with a roulette machine? Because I'll tell you one thing about a roulette machine. The roulette machine is going to win most of the time. I would say 99% the roulette machine is going to win. In fact, maybe that's the reason why they call it roulette machine. I don't know. I'll wait for your response, Dave. By the way, greetings to England. Wow. That's quite a ways. Let me ask you, Dave, are you wanting to get free? Are you desiring to get free from those machines? Are you desiring to get away from the bookies, from the casinos? Are you challenged? Are you struggling, my friend? I know I hate that word. I hate it. I hate that word. But the truth is that many people today are struggling, man. And there's a lot of confusion going on up here. And I'll tell you one thing about me. I do everything in my power. You know, one thing that I find that when a person's confused, when you're addicted, when you're challenged with all of these things, you have trouble making decisions. You have trouble making good decisions, right? It's kind of hard to make decisions in the dark. You have to kind of step away from the dark in order to make good decisions. By the way, I see we have another joinee. I'd love to hear who you are. Love to find out who you are, where you're from. You have a question? Actually, they disappeared. I'm doing my best to keep my commitment on Friday nights and Sunday nights. I am going to be live here answering your questions, taking on your topics, Friday nights and Sunday nights. Pacific Standard Time, unless that may change. It really depends on if I get good feedback. That's going to change. So that's between the hours of 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. I'm in California, so Pacific Standard Time. I'm looking forward to some input. By the way, I did send out an email today. I believe my partner got an email out today to our subscribers, letting them know that Soldier of Self-Mastery is going to be live, taking questions, topics, and I want to hear from you guys. Come on. I see people coming on, people going off. I know it's Friday night. Who knows? I may be reaching people in casinos or in the bar, in the pub, like they say. So I'm waiting on some questions, a topic. I enjoy talking. I'm going to admit I am a speaker. I refer to myself as a micro speaker, and I can go on and on. But I'd rather interact with those of you that are on here online. Stefan, hey, welcome. Glad you're doing this, Santos. I'm glad I'm doing this, and I'm working on doing this for those of you that are looking for somebody that has victory in his life. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Stephen, where are you from, Stephen? I'm just kind of curious. And this is going to be a short session. I'm not going to go the full hour. I'm probably going to do about maybe 20, 30 minutes. It depends on you guys. It depends on the answers. I want you guys to challenge me. I want you guys to pick my brain so that we can get some solutions going. Springfield, Virginia. All right, East Coast. By the way, I'm originally from Puerto Rico, but I was raised in Hartford, Connecticut. I was raised in Hartford, Connecticut. So thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. I see I'm getting some joinies. I'm just kicking back, waiting. I didn't have a chance to get to my home office or my studio, so we're on the road, and we're gonna do this. I'm committed to doing these Friday night lives. I'm committed to doing them on Sundays also. So if you haven't subscribed to keep up with what we're doing over at Soldiers of Self-Mastery, I would encourage you to subscribe at soldiersofselfmastery.com. soldiersofselfmastery.com. I see we've got a couple of people. They're coming on board. They're dropping off. If you want to identify yourself, your name, where you're from, you have a question. Your question could be about making, well, we don't make money. People at the Mint make money. Generating income, how to trade your negative habits for positive habits. Let me see. Anything that your mind is on, that's what we're going to be discussing here. Committed to financial abundance. Okay, that's good. What do you do? In a lot of pain right now. I'm sorry to hear that you're in a lot of pain. Hey, William from Sweden. William, welcome aboard, William. Thank you. You know, it's a privilege. This is a privilege for me to be here with you, coming into your home, wherever you may find yourself. So I want to say thank you for allowing me this privilege. I want to say thank you to YouTube also for allowing me the privilege to come on board here. Sorry to hear that you're in a lot of pain, my friend, but there's solutions for that too. I'm sure that you probably have some solutions, and hopefully they are positive ones. There's physical pain, and then there's pain of the brain. I say this often. We are either training our brain, or we are either braining our train. Ask me what that means later here in a moment. I'm trying to get some interaction. So we've got a few people. I really want to thank you guys for coming on board. I can keep going on. I want to answer some questions. I got a fifth person. If you want to identify who you are, where you're from, you've got a question. I'm here to answer your questions, to try to get some solutions going. Again, what do we want in life? We want to be able to have better health, right? We want to have some form of wealth, some security. We want to have good relationships, and we want to make an impact within family and within society. William's got a question. Yeah, bro, I'm in pain too. Was gambling free for 4.5 months. Then I took a relapse and been having a hard time getting back on track since 3 weeks back with some more relapses. Well, you know, William, the truth is, when it comes to addictions, when it comes to habits, you have to be determined. You have to be completely determined to win that battle. There's a verse in the Holy Book that I love to refer to. I believe it's James chapter 1 verse 8. It says that a double-minded man is unstable. You see, why do we become unstable? Because we're double-minded, right? We haven't really made that decision. And why haven't we made that decision is the question. Why? Are we waiting for more pain? You know, we don't want to wait for more pain. In my life, in my case, I hit rock bottom a couple of times, and I made a decision. I got sick and tired of this shit. You know, I was getting chunks of my ass bitten off. And since I lived a double life, nobody could really see it but myself. So you have to be determined. Also struggled with gambling. Stephen also struggled with gambling in the past. Have been doing much better with that, but I've relapsed recently with binge eating and other addictions. Well, we find that we trade one addiction for another. In fact, that's in my book that's going to be coming out soon, the Little Red Book. We find that we do trade, but we got to learn to trade one negative addiction for positive ones. And if we're trading one bad addiction for another bad addiction, then we really need to take a look at what we're doing, because we're not making effective decisions. Sergio, welcome on board, man. Only gamble in hopes of winning more for my bills. I can't afford my bills. Let's talk a little bit about success, my friend. Let's talk a little bit about money. You know, problem gambling seems to start out well sometimes, but then we fall into the trap of addiction. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be honest with you, my friend, if you're using gambling as a way to generate income, to pay your bills, my friend, you're setting yourself up for a tremendous fall there, because you may win. Apparently, it may seem like a win, but eventually gambling's going to bite you in the ass, my friend. I ended up losing my home. I ended up losing a really good job. In fact, I've lost a couple of jobs. I went homeless with my family for about 6 months. I was ashamed. I've been gambling on and off for a long time. Obviously, you know what? It wasn't until I made a solid decision and I started doing some life hacks that I talk about in my videos. Thank you for... I appreciate all of you. I see a 6 joining here. If you want to share your name, where you're from, you've got a question, I'm here to answer. We're here to find solutions to get stronger. And you know what? To be. But let me tell you, it is on the inside of you. And if you're willing to plug into the sources that are going to help you, my friends, that power, that superpower inside you that you've been endowed with is going to rise up. It's going to give you the courage to overcome these addictions. Believe me, I'm looking for accountability and constant growth. Well, let me ask you, thank you for the thumbs up. What are you doing to get that accountability in your life? Are you doing anything? I mean, it's good to watch the videos. It's good to read a book. It's good to practice some life hacks that are going to help you build a courage. You need courage in your life to say yes. You need courage in your life to believe in yourself. The more that you believe, the more that you're going to do the exercises. The more that you do the exercises, the more it's going to help you believe. It's a cause and effect. What we want to do is we want to create momentum in our lives, right? Momentum. A body in motion stays in motion. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the sources that we can plug into, my friends. I offer coaching. I offer one-on-one coaching. It's very personal. A couple times a week, monthly coaching sessions. So that's an opportunity for those of you that are interested, you know, if you're seriously interested on investing in yourself. But my friends, there are places that you can go to. There are programs. Some of them are free. It is what it is. There's books. I talk about journaling. I talk about positive self-talk. This is big. This is huge. Positive self-talk. I always gamble with the hope of winning a jackpot. I'm in a stressful situation right now. I've got my rent due today, and I hear you, I've been there, my friend. Half of the amount. I'm getting tempted to gambling, and you know, you're better off, my friend, staying away from gambling. You're better off humbling yourself and going to the landlord if you have to, and paying whatever it is that you can. And if you can borrow the rest to take care of, I mean, I don't know if you have a family, Sergio. You got to do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, if you keep leaning on gambling, you're going to hurt yourself, my friend. What happens if you lose that little bit that you have? It's going to make your situation worse. You know, work with what you have. Work with where you're at and go forward from there. Reading a book called Overcoming Gambling Addiction, ATM by Philip Maurer. If you've heard about it, it helps a bit, but I'm looking forward to your book. The Little Red Book will be on the shelf. I'm getting it edited. It's going to be back on Amazon Kindle. It's going to be a really good book, really good for the mindset. It's not just for gambling. Stephen, I'm working with my friend growing organic food. Boy, if I get, this is going to grow. I love this. Hey, you all have ideas. You can make something happen, but you have to start where you're at and you have to work with what you have. You know, I'll tell you something about your mind. Your mind is phenomenal, friends. It's phenomenal, but it can work against you. Your mind can deceive you and put you in a trap if you're not careful. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to continue to say this. You're either braining your train or you're training your brain, my friend. You're either braining your train or you are training your brain. And the good life will come out of a good series of positive reminders. So you're well capable of making changes. Yeah, I've never heard of the book. I'm currently reading a book by Dean Graziosi, Millionaire Success Habits. And that's good that you're reading, man. I appreciate you for sharing that. So the book is, what's the book again? By Philip Maurer, Overcoming Gambling Addiction. For anybody else that's on here, of course, you can read the comments. Hello, Ernst. Good to see you. I believe, let me see, Ireland or the Netherlands. I've been getting emails and comments from people all over the world, so forgive me if I don't get your place of residence correctly. Great to see you, Santos. This makes me very happy. Thanks, man. Hope everything works out for everyone today. It is Friday, and you know Friday's a day of temptation. Many people are heading towards the casinos in different parts of the world. Many people are heading to the alcohol. Many people are heading to those things that are going to bite them in the ass. Tomorrow, they're going to wake up with a hangover. Sunday and then Monday, they're going to be hating life because they're you know. And again, there's positives too. Let's focus on the positives as much as possible. We're here today. We're live, right? I believe that as much as I'm being encouraged by sharing, you will be also encouraged and motivated to think about what you can do, to think about those superpowers that you have inside of you, man. Let them rise up, my friend. And I made a video the other day and I titled it, Kick Yourself in the Ass. I don't like using too much foul language, but that's what we need to do. We need to look at the situation and say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm just sick and tired of whatever it is. You know, I'm sick and tired of not being patient. I'm sick and tired of being angry. You know, I'm sick and tired of fighting with my spouse or my child. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of the other thing, and I'm going to do something about it. That's the mindset that we must have. And it takes a decision. The Netherlands. There we go. Thank you, Ernst. The Netherlands. Yesterday, I got a call about joining an organic company, selling their product and generating my own income. There's a lot of opportunities. In fact, I'm creating a course. It's called the Breakthrough Academy, and I talk about ideas. I talk about financial ideas. Every one of you has ideas, okay? You need to write your ideas down on paper so that you can figure out what the plan is to achieve those wonderful ideas that you have. You all have capability of doing some marvelous things. Every one of you. I don't care where you're at. I don't care the situation that you're in. You can put your idea on paper and you can figure out a plan. Believe me, if I can do this coming from a traumatic background, a background of losership, you can do it too, my friend. Let me see. I've lost 3 jobs. William is sharing, I've lost 3 jobs because I go too depressed, stressed out, anxiety because of gambling. Yeah, that's where I was too, man. And many other people are there. You can't. Daniel from New York City, the Big Apple. Great to see you, Daniel. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah. It's the shits, man. Gambling, addictions, bad habits. Let me tell you something, that the moment that you believe that those things are controlling you, I want you to pay attention to what I'm sharing here. The moment that you believe in your mind that something is controlling you, you're in trouble. You gotta learn to dismiss that. How do you do that? Self-talk. Sometimes you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? You gotta talk to yourself. Now, I'm not going to share how I talk to myself here, but I do some pretty strange things, and I'm going to be upfront. You know, to keep myself in a peak state of mind, to keep myself positive and happy every single day, I do some weird shit. I talk to myself. I talk to myself in front of a mirror. I do a lot of writing. People call it journaling. What else do I do? I used to record my voice, and then I would listen to myself over and over. And I'll tell you that makes a difference. I feel like I've thrown my 20s into the garbage due to gambling. I hear you, man. I hear you. But here's the thing. Your past does not determine your future, my friend. You can start changing your life from today forward. You can start changing your life from today forward. You got to make a decision, and then you got to learn to anchor. How do you anchor that decision? Well, you got to ask yourself the question, right? Why, what is it that I'm after? Why do I want to stop gambling? You get a new vision for your life. You start writing it down. Okay, what do I want? Well, I want this thing. I want the other thing. This is what I want. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Lee Ray, thank you for, I see that, I don't know where you're from. I hate gambling. Daniel says in the beginning, Santos, how did you stay consistent with changing your mindset? You know what? Honestly, in the beginning, I wasn't consistent. Welcome aboard, Jesus Perez. I have an addiction playing poker and I want to quit. Well, you know, when you have enough pain in your life, Daniel, when you get enough pain, pain moves you. It should move you. And I hit rock bottom. That's exactly what happened. I hit rock bottom, so I started looking. The very first thing that I did was I went to Google. I didn't have that much money. I didn't have any friends, to be honest with you. I didn't have anybody to really go to. Coaches charge a lot of money. You go to some of these programs, unless you've got a good insurance, they won't accept you. So what did I do? I said, well, I'm spending time on Google, on YouTube. I might as well educate myself with it. I started looking for videos. I started listening to somebody by the name of Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale. Then there was Napoleon Hill. Then I found Bob Proctor, Anthony Robbins, and of course I read the Bible. Okay, I meditate on the Bible, on the Holy Scriptures. I believe that is the foundation to my change, is the grace of the Almighty. So, do you think it's okay to gamble responsibly? Do you think it's okay to play? Well, let me tell you something. You know, some people are good at gambling. We got to admit, right? There's truth to that. Some people they're very strong. They can win lots of money. We see stuff like that on TV. I don't watch TV, by the way, but we see that. But for me, coming from that background, I can't justify it. I cannot justify it. So problem gambling is a result of one fun time. Going to the casino, it's fun. You're escaped from the world. You don't have no worries at all. You're not thinking about money. You're not thinking about your children, the problems, job. You're there. It's just like you're in a total hypnotic state, my friend. But what happens when you leave? What happens when you return, and then it becomes a cycle? You start losing money. You're going to the ATM. You feel depressed. You feel like shit. You want to go crawl in a hole somewhere until it all goes away, and it doesn't. That one-time deal. Yeah, you're welcome. But all I did was I just pounded my subconscious with a lot of knowledge, right? I learned about affirmations. I learned how to talk to myself. I learned about labeling. So I started labeling myself. I labeled myself a soldier of self-mastery. What does that do? It makes me think about who that is. I labeled myself a philosopher of everyday victorious living. And guess what? I learned to flip the switch in my subconscious. And every one of you guys out there, you all have the ability to do this. But you have to start where you are with what you have. If all you can do is watch videos, I don't care if you watch a video 50 times. Do it. Take notes and get ideas from that video. Maybe it's a book, right? Or maybe it's journaling. Maybe you like to write. And I began writing out my life. what type of person I want to be, what I was going to do, etc. It's 1:30 a.m. Okay, thank you, Ernst. I appreciate you being on here, my friend. I find, William says, I also want to look at videos, starting reading, just having a hard time. Well, you got to, let me tell you something. I can tell by some of these comments, a lot of you here are having a hard time with your own self-talk. And I'm telling you, my friend, if you learn how to speak to yourself, I like playing poker for the risk. I have found healthier ways to incorporate the part that wants me. Well, you're taking chances. Anytime that you go into a casino, you're taking chances. It's a gamble. Of course, life is a big gamble too. Have a great, fantastic day. Thank you. Thank you, Ernst. We'll see you next Sunday. I'm going to be back on here. We're going to be on here for a little bit longer. I'm back on here on Sundays, Friday Night Live, Sunday Night Live. Get the word out. We're going to see if we can grow this audience. And you know what? I'm telling you right now that it's not about me. I have had help into my life. I'm very, very, very grateful to be here with you, to be able to share. And I guarantee, okay, I'm guaranteeing something here, that if you stick with Soldier of Self-Mastery, if you subscribe at soldiersofselfmastery.com, if you stick with it and you listen, don't hear. We all hear many things, but we need to learn to listen. You're gonna experience change in your life, my friend. You will experience change. I quit playing poker. It wasn't serving me. That's right, man. Do you believe that God allows certain people to have certain vices to go through these troubled times in order for us to become true person He wants us to be? Well, I know I can't speak for God, but I know that God has a purpose for your life. I can tell you that. And you have to really dig deep down inside and ask God, why is He allowing you to go through this? Of course, we have the choice. We are the decider. We make choices. I love your energy. Thank you. I appreciate it, Stephen. William, I don't want to drift away from the subject, but just have a quick top question since I'm in. How do you like in the United States? I'm not sure what that is. Lan Ibrahimovic? If somebody else is on here, they can break that down for me. I'm not too sure, William. I think we need to stay teachable. Yes. Tips. I appreciate your time. Society, the news, TV, music, and media is either programming you. Okay, we are either being reprogrammed towards the good, or we are already programmed and we're being constantly reprogrammed more towards the evil things. And we have to recognize this, my friends. There's a battle going on up here. And we can be motivated, we can be inspired, but ultimately, you are the one that you have to pull yourself. You have to pull up those bootstraps, like they say. You have to buckle that seatbelt, because you are the decider. You are the captain of your ship, my friend. And believe me, you can do this. Has a Swedish soccer player playing for LA Galaxy. No problem, man. I think soccer ain't so big in the United States. Well, it is. Honestly, I'm not too much into sports. I'm more of a bodybuilder. I like weights, stuff like that, health, which helps my mind. That's another thing. If you're not eating well, if you're not drinking plenty of good mineral water, your mind needs that. That could be a big problem in your life to make good decisions. You got to have the energy. You got to have that health. And water is big. I'm actually part of a health company. I promote mineral water in the United States. I've been on that product for 2 years, and I'm telling you, I believe that product is making a big difference in the way that I think today. I'm just getting divorced due to my gambling. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I really want my family back. Do you think I should focus on my addiction before I try to go back with my family? Well, Jesus, you gotta, you've got some decisions to make there, my friend. It depends. If you can, there's a solution for everything. if you can continually win your family back, man, do everything in your power, my friend, to fight. That's your family, you know. But you can't do too many things at once, because then that causes confusion, right? You have to do what you feel is primary and work on that, man. Give it all you got. Anthony Robbins, if any of you know who he is, Anthony Robbins, he says that we need to be immersed in whatever it is that we want to be succeeding at. You know, if you want to succeed with your marriage, you got to educate yourself there, my friend. You have to. Gotta roll, Santos. Great having. Forward to Sunday. I'll see you Sunday, Daniel. Stay positive, my friend. Stay cool out there in the Big Apple.